Welcome to No Perspective. This is John, Schmitty, Rock. Don't matter what you call me as long as you listen.
What's going on, y'all? I'm K-Love.
Ramo, that's me.
Sorry, I'm doing this little Joe, man.
Little Joe.
Today's topic, we're going to be talking about direction, how to take direction and how to give direction. And one of the main reasons we're talking about this because we feel like we have a lot of reoccurring issues and reoccurring problems in our cultures and communities that if we learn how to take direction from one another and learn from other mistakes, others, the people that we know, people that we love, if we learn from their mistakes, we won't make the same mistakes. So I got my brother's friend, me and Kenny. So it's kind of like the older generation talking to the younger generation. So we just gonna want y'all input, feedback, and just have good conversation about the topic. So my thing is what I understand, and me and him, we go through a lot. Is literally there's a statement that they say is there's no such thing as present and future. There's only the past repeating itself. Mm-hmm. That's meaning that I know y'all think that y'all like crazy different than us. Like, I mean, every generation has they things that they go through, which makes them feel separated. But in all reality, everything that y'all go through, I went through it. But the crazy thing, everything that I went through, my older brothers and my pops and my uncles been through. Yeah. But it just, I feel like we don't know how to break that gap and that bridge to where we could still be relatable because we got different slang, we rock different. So you look like always don't know nothing about what's going on. Even look at the drugs. The drug game is no different. It's just different drugs. When we was younger, it was crack and heroin. Now it's these pills. It's the same shit. It got the same effect. Niggas is still dying overdosing, but I mean it seems different, but we don't allow ourselves to be relatable. So I just want to open up a dialogue is what is your personal opinion? We'll just go around the table. Why do you think it's so hard for us to listen to our uncles, pops, and for the younger generation to listen to us?
Well, I think, with Lil Joe, that's what you want me to call you, Lil Joe. I don't know if I feel, give me another name.
Joe or Josiah.
Joe, all right, bet. So he said something that was really important when we was talking before we started. And it's like he wants the experience of learning for himself, right? So it's not like, I can listen to you and you tell me, well, this is what's going to happen. Well, how do you know? It might not happen that way for me, right? So if you got, the drug game, right? You got drug dealers. They see it coming down for Frank Lucas and all those guys, you feel me? They all got locked up, right? So now they think it is different. Maybe I can do something different, right?
They attach to the glory.
So now it's like I want all the money and all that, but they don't really necessarily, they're not ready to deal with the consequences, of it going wrong, right? So now it's like I don't want to take his word for it. I don't want to take her word for it, right? I want to learn from my own personal experience, right? Like somebody told me, I was dealing with this girl one time, right? So my man told me, yo, don't deal with her, right? She's bad dope. I'm like, well, she may be bad dope for you or bad dope for that man over there, right? But my experience might be different than your experience with that person. You feel what I'm saying? I dealt with her.
Was she bad dope?
Yeah, she was bad dope.
She was bad dope.
She was right. I should have listened.
He was right.
He was right. Yeah. But still, it's what he said.
Yeah.
I need to know for myself.
Yeah.
Right? Because I may be different.
And this is my problem with that though, right? Because like he said, he ended up finding out she was bad dope, but he wasted time. My whole problem with this, I'm not saying that you can't experience things for yourself. It's just that you can't experience everything for yourself. You understand? Some things you're gonna have to like, yo, I need to know this for myself. But you can't experience everything for yourself because you're gonna waste all of the time that everything that I went through. If you just take half of what I went through and build upon that, you're going to be light years ahead of me because you're already building off of my platform. But if you don't, all you're gonna end up is being up to level up to where I'm at. And I feel like that's goofy as hell. Like,
a lot of the times it's like we're dumb though, right? So we don't wanna go through it and learn from those mistakes and still do the same thing, but learning from the mistakes and do it different.
Like,
right?
You said the drug dealer thing. All right. Now this is something that I know, like, I don't know why, but I know a lot of drug dealers. It's called life, yo. So, but I know older dudes that used to sell drugs too, and I used to watch them. Now I don't know if it was just like me. The reason why I never sold drugs because I paid attention to their mistakes, and I saw that this shit wasn't worth it. You know, but my thing is, but that was me. I looked and I trusted what they went through, so I didn't do it. Now if somebody else, I'm not saying you gotta always go the route of me, but if somebody else was to look at that and judge their mistakes, then you're gonna do it better than them. But I don't see that happening because everybody, every generation, the drug dealers keep making the same mistakes. You spending money on bullshit. You're not putting no money away. You're not investing your money and having a plan to stop. So then all you do is you just have to sell drugs and you end up getting locked up, robbed, killed, something dumb. So there's no growth. You understand what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, God damn, how much time we just gonna we on a treadmill jogging, ain't going
What's
nowhere.
weird to me though, right, is every drug dealer does the same thing. Right, it's not like no drug dealer is investing money in themselves.
And
right,
and listen, I be telling them, yo, what's up?
I mean, but that's not always the case. It's some that stack their bread though.
Listen, when I say some, that is like, but when we talk, when you try to talk, we talk in generalities. So like, there's always an exception to the rule. I actually know a guy that did the right thing, but he's not a drug dealer. That shit was only a small portion of his life. Mm-hmm. He was a drug dealer for maybe 10 years, but then he was a business owner for 40. Mm-hmm. So is he a drug dealer or is he a business owner? He used that little error in his life to get him into the business. So yes, that is true. There are people that are smart enough to plan and get out of it, but we're talking about the majority. I know.
Also, there's different levels. I want you to understand this, right? There's different levels of what you saying, stacking bread from drugs and, spending a lot of money, because I'm not going to judge your life. I don't know who you know in life. Yeah. But me and him know some guys with pretty decent amount of money, right? Mm-hmm. From that, and 9 times out of 10 out of those guys, right, they pretty much blow their money on nothing, like nothing at all. Like whatever, just all the materialistic things that they see on TV, mm-hmm. or that they see the next rapper or athlete, what they have, right? Oh, I want that. Oh, I want mm-hmm. these Margielas, $1,300 Margielas, right? So you just buying a pair of sneakers for $1,300. It's not smart at all, right? If you think about it, why not walk around in these shell toes cost $60?
Yeah, but if they ain't gotta listen to us. If they just look at all right. This is my question. If you start doing something like selling drugs, you did it because most guys say like, yo, I saw the old head do it and he had this, he had that. All right. Mm-hmm. So you attach to what he did good and like the peak of it. But if you know and you see that guy, you also saw his fall. You saw what he went through that was bad. So if you're a guy that's going to go into that, you don't consider that as well. Like you got into it because of what he did good, but you're not gonna
look at what he got. You're not gonna worry about like how he lost it.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to do better than that, and you got to be smarter than that. But it's not even just to drugs. It's to anything. We talk about girls all of the time. You understand what I'm saying? I'll be trying to talk. I saw him in the supermarket one day, and I was just talking to him in the middle of the supermarket. Nothing but white people walking by us, and we talking about real stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just telling him my thing. I got a theory, right? You know what I mean? And I tried to tell Mel. I feel like in life, it's balanced. Life is real balanced, but people, you don't realize that. Like saying life. In the beginning of life, if you're real popular, you're doing everything you want. Later on in life, you're gonna struggle. Mm-hmm. It's just happening. I'm just gonna tell you, some of the girls that I went to school with, that was like we ain't even look twice at. Mm-hmm. Look at how you see them now. I'm 30-something years old. Jones is bad, mm-hmm. and you looking like, yo, what the hell? And the Jones that we thought was bad, you know what I mean, had thick. They poop. They what is that? Poop. Yeah, they poop. But we don't even. You understand what I'm saying? So their life is real balanced, and we don't understand that when we young. Mm-hmm. But if you put a lot of effort and energy in the girls when you younger, something about the way that it's balanced is you're not gonna have enough time to put into yourself. So you're not gonna. What I was telling you, like, yo, shit is always gonna be to go to school, do what you want to do. You young now. When you young, you don't got nothing but opportunity. You don't got that's when you young, you have time. See me, I ain't got no time. I wish I could do the shit that y'all did, but I ain't got no time because I got real responsibilities. When you young, you got nothing but time because your responsibilities are a little bit lower. You ain't got the kids, you ain't got the car insurance, homeowner. You still, your parents is used to taking care of you for the most part, so you could kind of still lean on that a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? You don't feel obligated. So that's why it's most important to utilize that time to build upon yourself. But I only know that because I did it the wrong way. You understand what I'm saying? So now you could look at me like, this nigga Jonathan got all these Jones, like I want to do it too. Or you could look at me and I'm the information I'm telling you, like, yo, listen, that was a waste of time because I wasted time that I could have been building myself. So now I gotta build myself slowly because I ain't got nothing but shit to do. I gotta do all of this bullshit. I gotta work, take care of my kids, take care of all of my family. And when you get older, that's what happens. You gotta take care of all your family. You understand what I'm saying? So you ain't got no time to actually build yourself no more. So that's why it's lopsided. But the only way we can really work upon that if we actually start to trust each other. And that's what it goes down to. If I want to take it there. I'm going to go to you because we didn't ever go around the table. My bad. But it boils down to trust. In order for y'all to listen to us, y'all got to trust our stories. And that's why I try to share stories enough, and I always share them in lessons. Because now you can see like, oh, yo, this boy really did go through what I'm going through right now, and he's telling me this is the way. You understand what I'm saying? So like that's why, but we got to learn how to start building a trust. So that's what I want to talk about now. How do you feel like we could better build a trust? Not just with me, with old heads like him. Y'all would never talk to a dude like Kenny. This boy
I
been
talk
through
to him like
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like you talk to him because of us. But like just young boys y'all age, y'all ain't just going up to no old head like, yo, what's up, old head? I mean, like, and having a real conversation. Usually it'd be a whole bunch of like, yo, you ain't getting no Jones, young boy. You ain't getting no girl. You know what I'm saying? It don't be real conversations to where like, yo, what you going through, so on and so forth. So back to the question. Why do you think that it's so hard that there's a gap between our generation and our uncles and our brothers and like our generation and y'all? Why you feel like it's a gap?
I just feel like it's different. I feel like everybody feels like they're different. You know, that like they could go through certain things without anything happening. Like they don't gotta go through nothing that older people went through because
it's like an arrogance.
It's like an arrogance. You
yeah.
feel me? So,
but you know that's the same, right? Because we thought that too, right?
Yeah.
We can go through this. Nothing's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen to me.
Yeah.
Right. We think like that too. So it's the same.
Yeah.
It's not different, right?
So that's what, like the thing that makes you feel different, it still makes us the same because we were literally.
But why can't we tell that difference though? Like, why is it so hard?
Because it's an ego thing. It's an ego and arrogance thing that it doesn't allow us. So that's what we have to do. We got to figure out a way to break that barrier because now, if you use everything that I learned, bro, right now, if you use everything that I learned, you like life becomes like easy. Like you in the Matrix. You got you got the blueprint. And I don't even know everything, but now I got a cousin that's even higher than me, and then you use what he learned, and then you build upon that. Not saying that you're not gonna go through nothing, but like if you got my template, or say even if you call me, you understand what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm. What's up? Call. And if you going through something, yo, listen, yo, I got stopped by the cops, and he just said woo 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 woo. Oh no, listen, when I was younger, I stopped, this happened, boom, 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 say this, say that. You're in a way better scenario that you can go ahead and figure it out by yourself.
But you basically get an answer to the test.
I'm giving you a cheat sheet. It's like a low key cheat sheet. Now you still gotta go through it, but I can help you. You understand what I'm saying? So like that's basically what I got a quick story, right? Because this happened. This is my story. So. I mean, remember I used to work in the group home.
Yeah.
So I was really like trying to help these kids. So I used to work in a group home, and I feel like there's a real disconnect from like my generation, my brother generation, and like my uncles and my pops. Like them niggas don't talk to us about nothing. Like literally. Now I don't know about other people, but my uncles and them they've been through everything. I got one uncle that did 50 years in jail. Like literally don't talk to me about nothing. All he talked to me about is, yo, just do these push-ups. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like he ain't never talked to me about nothing. He used to write me letters all the time because I play football. So he used to write me letters just about working out. Like tell me about life, yo. You understand what I'm saying? What you went through.
You gotta get on that personal level.
Yeah, get on that personal level and not just the surface shit. Like we so used to talking about surface shit, and half of it is because I don't want to be embarrassed. Because if I really start telling y'all stories, I'm probably gonna have to tell y'all some embarrassing shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like that's why we got to get past the surface and open up a little bit. So yeah, man, me and my pop generation, we completely disconnected. All right, so I'm like I got the group home kids, so I'm really trying to help these kids. So I mean, my mom and dad is really in the church, so I'm like, all right, yo, listen, you guys. Y'all one of the kids asked me, like, listen, I will go to church. I'm like, y'all want to go to church? I'm going to take y'all. So one Sunday, got them dressed, took them to church. But I took them to the Sunday school. I didn't want them, because they were behavioral, they had behavioral issues. So I didn't want to take them into the congregation. So I took them to the Bible study. You understand? So I took them to the Bible study. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting, like, on the step. You know what I mean? And I'm right by their class. So this dude came by me like, you know what I mean? Yo, take your hat off. But with aggression, you understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, I look at him and like I'm naturally like I'm combative. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm looking at him like, I took my hat off. So then he like what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? You just sitting here with your hat on. Like he felt like I was being disrespectful. So like now like I flip, and then just to let everybody know, I don't go nowhere without my hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a fact. You know what I mean? A long time ago, my hairline flew away.
Got like 200 hats.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to wear a hat. Y'all ain't going to see.
Back here.
Yo, you better chill out. Yo, one of the young boys.
I reviving that.
Yo, I got to tell, because I used to work in the group home. One day I walk into the gymnasium, right? So it was a group home. All these boys from like Trenton and North. But they funny, they goofy young boys. They just, in gangs, but they goofy. One of the young boys, I walk in, he like, yo, we about to bang on you, Mr. John. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what? Because they all blood. I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, yo, we about to jump you for real. He said, we ain't playing. I'm like, yo, what you talking about, young boy? But they goofy, so they not serious. But I'm like, yo, what you talking about, young boy? He was like, nah, we all about to jump you. He said, because your hairline throwing up C's. I said, get out my face. He said, because your hairline throwing up C's. I said, get out my face, little boy, but I slam you on your head. You know what I'm saying? But so like, I keep my hats on because. It's an insecure. I keep my shit on. That's why I got my hats. What's up? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you see me come out the hat, I'm feeling good that day. I'm confident for real. Something must have happened. I hit a number. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I hit a number or something. So I got my head up. So the old head like you being disrespectful. But I'm there actually doing service. Like I'm taking these kids to y'all. So then like I'm like, so I'm trying not to say nothing to him. And then I'm like, yo, I don't understand why you had to be so aggressive. Like, you don't understand that we might be on I kind of went to this, like, yo, we might be on the same mission, but because you see me and all you see is difference, you just come at me with a whole different type. Like, I told him, I said, you can have all of the information that I'm looking for. I said, but because of the way that you came at me, am I going to listen to you, old head? Yeah. And I'm like, that doesn't even make no sense. Just because I got a hat on, I'm not talking. I'm literally just sitting down. So it only you're only going on appearance. But because of that appearance, he won't allow himself to be relatable because he just sees me as some young disrespectful boy that got his hat. I got my hat on because I'm insecure about my hairline. I ain't got my hat on because I'm disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? But he wouldn't see that because all they see is difference. I be telling my pa all the time. He always see, yo, why you dressed like that? Young boy, pull your pants up, this, that, and the third. My question I always ask him, I say, yo, Pop, when you was younger, the way that you dressed, did your parents approve of it? They grew up in the bell-bottom era, like where that shit, you understand what I'm saying? And he was like, nah, they ain't approve of it. All right, so why stop being, it's the same thing. Literally, that's what I'm saying. The past repeats itself. They literally went through the same thing with their parents. And their parents thought that they was doing some crazy, goofy stuff. Like, yo, my God, what are y'all doing? You understand what I'm saying? And they got the same feeling now that they're older. But we have short-term memories. We don't see like, yo, it's the same thing. So that's why I want to get out of that and learn how to be related. That dude could have came up and asked me a question, and I would have still took my head off because I'm not disrespectful. But then because he didn't enter the conversation as combative, we would have had a comment. And to keep it real, it just so happened that dude, I didn't know because like I was mad, so I talked to my mom after this. So the dude he actually owns group homes. I'm there with group home kids. The dude that came at me owns group homes. So like we really had too much in common that we could have literally. He would have, yo, what you doing here? What you good? You okay? You low? I'm like, nah, I'm here. I got kids. I work for a group home. I got the kids and Bible. Oh, you work in a group, and then we would have been able to relate. But because all we do is attach ourselves to the differences and the arrogance, he don't even allow it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out a way to break through. And I always try with you different conversations. I'll just sit there and talk. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know like certain people like just don't listen. I have a conversation with this with one of my friends that's a girl, and what I try to tell her, like, listen, if you don't trust me, this is one thing that we could go. If you don't trust me, trust yourself. Figure out how to trust yourself, because that's the part that, like, if we really get down deep into it, it's not that we don't just like I won't trust you. I don't even trust myself, because we all have feelings, and we know when we be going through bullshit, like with things that happen to us, and we go through it, like we'll have feelings, intuition, different things that happen to us that'll be like, yo, like, well, I shouldn't be doing that, or something happened. If we end up really figuring out what's going on in our lives and seeing like, damn, what causes us turmoil, anguish, what causes us anger, what causes us stress, and if we dissect those things are probably not good for us, and we got to figure out how to get it out of our life. But we not trusting our stress levels. Things, why are you so upset? Why are you so mad? We all upset, mad every day. We don't trust ourselves. Now you just thinking that it's somebody else's fault. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I'm just trying to figure out a way to break down and just talk about how to figure out how to trust each other. Like what do you feel like? So when you said that you feel like you got to go through it yourself, what do you feel like somebody could say to you that, like, what do I have to do? How do I have to be relatable?
I feel like if you just tell me like, oh, don't do that, this gonna happen, and you're not really giving me no information, like why not to do that. But if you tell me a story or you break it down and go on like a personal level, to where I can understand, then I feel like I'm gonna take that and put it in my head. Like, but if you just come in like, don't do that, of course we gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna just go do it.
Yeah.
What I find nowadays though, like the young boys, and I was guilty of this when I was younger, right? We don't really give it a chance to hear all that. You know what I mean? Like we might stand there and listen because a lot of young boys fuck with us. You feel what I'm saying? So they gonna listen to us. You know what I mean? Just hear what we saying, but they not really listen, right? They're not really listening to what we're saying, right? So they're not really waiting for the story, for, you know, examples and all that. We just telling them that all they hear was, don't do this. You feel what I'm saying? This gonna happen, right? When we start breaking it down, they're not really listening to it because all that goes out the window. That's what I normally get, right?
What happens to me is, what I try to do, and it's a thin line, I try to be relatable, right? So I'm not just going to say, yo, don't do this. I'm going to start telling you about me. But what I feel like I've done, and I had to like figure out how not to do it, is sometimes you'll start attaching to, you'll glorify what I've done. So I say, yo, like when I was younger, I did this, I did that. And you start looking like, oh, it smells crazy. Like, and you start wanting to do. So I feel like sometimes it can be counterproductive. Now you start wanting to do what I'm telling you about, but I'm only telling you that to try to be relatable, to tell you not to do something. You understand what I'm saying? So like, it's almost like, yo, like we stuck in a chair. We don't even know. So I understand why old heads be on some, yo, just don't do it. Because they don't want to glorify the shit. Like, I mean, they don't want to tell you all of the crazy wild at times, because you're going to start looking like, yo, I want to do that. You feel me? So that's why it's hard. And that's why I really want to try to figure out different ways of communicating to the younger generation, because I'm gonna be real, I just don't want y'all to go through the bullshit that I went through. I don't want y'all to go through this bullshit my brothers and them went through. Y'all should be allowed to build. Like, we started at ground level. We had to keep rising up, falling. Now we built a little foundation of understanding life and how shit's supposed to go. Now y'all starting from ground level. If one of y'all trust us enough, if you trust him, you hop straight to his level. Like, literally. You hop straight to his level because you build on all of this stuff. You got all of his information. You hop straight to his level, and now you build from there. You gonna fall down, build from there. And then now the next young boy, he trusts Ramel. He hopped to your level. And that's what I'm saying. It's progression. And that's what I feel like we missing out in our communities. Don't nobody trust each other. Everybody is an individual. Everybody feels indifferent. Everybody feel like, nah, that ain't gonna be me. I ain't gonna be like that. You understand what I'm saying? Until it happens to you and until you right in that boat. And now you just wasted mad time, because if you would have just figured out how to trust somebody, it don't got to be everybody, just how to relate. Everybody is going to relate to certain people, but we got to start talking. I know that my popping up generation, we just didn't talk. When I ain't talk to them until they might say one or two things. You understand what I'm saying? Word up. One of my uncles used to tell me, this is what he used to say. And like, I understand it now. But the shit didn't make no sense back then. He used to be like, yo, don't go too deep in her. Looking at him like, I don't know what you talking about. Yeah. He used to be like, yo, just don't go too deep. But he was trying to tell me, like, don't do too much with a girl that you don't have good intentions with, because you gonna create a crazy one on your back. You understand what I'm saying? She's not gonna want to let you go, bro. If you understand what I'm saying? She's not gonna want to let you go if you do too much. But he just saying don't go too deep in there. I'm just like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, all right, yeah. Like, I'm really gonna stop myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? I'm like, come on. All right, yeah, get out of here. And my friend used to be like, what does he do? Get this crazy dude out of here, yo. You know what I'm saying? He's smelling like beer. We just chalk it up to your uncle drunk as hell. You understand what I'm saying? For real. But if he would have explained that, like, listen, just don't do too much. If you don't have long-term intentions with a chick, don't do too much. Make sure you protect yourself and you leave yourself a way out. Because if you go too deep and leave something behind, and now you're gonna have to deal with this woman forever. So he was trying to teach me how to vet through my women. But the nigga didn't explain it good enough.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah, he didn't explain it good enough. He was real. That's what he was trying to teach me. Yo, if you don't like her, if you don't see yourself with her, get in and get out. Wash your hands with it. Make sure you strap up. Don't do nothing. And you mean don't do nothing that you can't get out of, because you won't want to be with her. So why would you end up doing something now where she's around forever? That don't even make no sense. But I had to learn that the hard way. I had to learn that through seeing my cousins and my brothers with crazy baby moms. Shorty threw a cup of bleach in my man's face. Right in front of me, the shit hit my shirt. I thought he was blind, like on some real stuff. I thought he was blind. And she smiled. That was the most devious smile I ever seen in my life. The way she smiled after she threw that bleach in his face, and he just opened the door. That's it. It wasn't like a dispute. It was like, oh, yo, he had the door. And I'm like, come on, we about to be out. It was like, just splash. Couldn't see nothing. He was blind for 32 minutes.
So I got a question for y'all, right? Well, this is what I want. I want y'all to ask us some questions that you guys might, you need some answers on that's going on in you guys' life. Any questions that you guys have?
Anything weird that y'all going through, y'all might have been through, and we can actually and that's how we can see it. We could show y'all direct correlation with, this literally happened to us, and we'll tell you what we learned from it. You understand what I'm saying? And it could be anything.
There's no limits, right? Anything that you could think of, I'm pretty sure.
I can think of one thing right now.
What's up?
Saving money.
Look, that's perfect. All right. I talked to him.
Let me start real quick.
All right, go ahead.
The other day, right? So this is perfect. I called Jonathan the other day. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out a way, right, to boost my credit, right? I'm trying to get my credit to where, where I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? So now I can go anywhere and I can get anything I want, right? So, the other day we had this conversation on, go buying a secure credit card, right? So I was thinking, all right, well, let me just put, $1,000 down on a secure credit card, right? But now that's my limit. So now I'm like tempted to like spend the whole $1,000, right? Instead of him giving me the idea of just putting the $300 down on a secure credit card, right? Only purchasing food and gas with that card. But as soon as I purchase the food and gas, I still got cash money in my pocket, right? So now pay that off, because I was going to use the cash anyway to purchase the gas or purchase the food. So as soon as I swipe, says $25, right? Soon as I swipe the $25, I go right and pay it off, right? So now my credit,
Like
you
right
know,
after?
right after,
Right after, a week later,
Yeah, man,
regardless.
whenever,
Just,
just pay it off so they can see that you're making consistent payments
That's tough.
on that credit card, right? So it's boosting my credit. So now my credit score is going, you know, keep getting higher and higher, right? So now that money that I still have, it's like saving $300, right? Because as soon as I cancel that card, they give me my money back, right? So it's like I never really spent $300 for this card. They give it back, right? So that's just one example, right, on the lesson that I just went through that I didn't even know, and I'm 32 years old, that I wasn't even aware of, you feel me? So it's not really just a young thing, it's just like not knowing, right? Because I never went through that, you know what I mean? So I had to go to him to, you know what I mean, to give me the knowledge that I needed, you feel what I'm saying, to boost my credit and to start, you know, and it, you know what I mean, leads to me saving money, right?
So with saving money, it's extremely hard for our culture first because we're pushed into a materialistic type of culture. So we can always think of something to buy. Right now, we could think of like everybody at this table in this room could think of something to buy. So the hard part about saving is you gotta kind of like fight the urge to do frivolous spending. Meaning to where that's the hardest part of saving. Because say if right now, if you don't discipline yourself to fight your urge, then if you save up right now, you saving whatever dollar, how many, $50 a week, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? You saving that up. Say as soon as you see something you want, that shit could be gone in a second. So really, the hardest part isn't putting the money away. The hardest part is disciplining yourself to not be not be just like frivolous with your money and just spend it for any reason under the sun.
And I feel as though like we got better opportunities to make more money. Like I was working at Amazon making like $1,200 check.
Exactly. It's
what I will say when you're younger, right? The cost of living is not as much as when you get older.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So now
that's why
when I was younger, it was so important for me to start saving then, right? If I would have had the knowledge, but I'm out taking trips, partying,
like get my check,
you
go
know
right to the mall.
Yeah, buying clothes, buying sneakers. He knows more than anybody. I'm a sneaker person, right? I'll buy sneakers. I'll just walk in the store tomorrow morning, and I'm getting 2 pairs because that's what I like.
And I fight with him.
That's what I like to do.
Okay, but like, come on, let's go in. No.
That's what I like to
You know
do.
what I'm saying? Nah, Kay.
So with that being said, when you're younger, it's good to learn this now because when you get older, you know what I mean, the cost of fixes is more substantial than it is when you're younger, right?
Because it'll be habitual. Like you'll be so used to one way. In order to get out of that, it's so much weird stuff that has to happen. So that's why it's good to start practicing it while you're young. So what I would say is when like somebody explained it like this. All right, you know how you were getting paid, right? So the government took a certain amount of taxes. You know what I mean? The federal, whatever, right? So what I understand and what I wish I would have learned is regardless of whatever you make, regardless of what you want, you should put a tax on yourself. Just like the government does. The government put a tax, you don't think about it. That shit is gone. You know what I mean? Whatever they take whatever percentage of your money. So say if you take 10% and you're taxing yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Now you take, so 10% of everything you get paid, it just goes away into an account. You know what I mean? And after that, we can learn about investing, but at least it's away. Now you can't touch that. You can't touch can you touch the government money that they take from you?
Oop.
Can you touch the state tax that they take? No. So we gotta, whatever you gotta figure out, especially when you're young, because y'all could do it. Because y'all ain't really got a lot of responsibilities. If you say 10% of everything, so if you get paid $400, 40 go into the joint. You understand what I'm saying? If you get paid $1,000, 100 goes into the joint.
And that goes back. That go back to the main topic, because like you saying that to me, like my mom said that to me, but in my head I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna save it anyway. I'm end up having money left over, but I spend a whole check
because
then later on in life, I'm looking in my pocket. Like, I need gas money. I ain't got no money. Spend my whole check.
One thing we like to talk about is like the distance that we have between people.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Rob.
it's crazy how like when you don't really have no money, like you'll really save and do what you got to do to make sure you have money for stuff that you need.
Yeah.
But when you have the money, it's like you be blowing. Like it's crazy because we be trying to go. You feel me? Go places more. Both our
we
jobs.
be counting up change.
Count all of that.
figure
But it's
it
like,
out.
but it's like we be like, dang, we just had a job. We was getting $1,200 checks.
Yeah,
My mom told me to save it, but I'm like, I'm gonna learn for myself.
Yeah, like,
That's the
why
distance,
couldn't-
though,
Good.
right? Your mom, you with her every day, right? And you know your mom, like the back of your hand. So now she's telling you certain things, but it takes for you.
Yeah, that mindset. I want to learn for myself.
It takes for you, but even us telling you, right? So now it's like, oh, my mom said the same thing. It's starting to click in your head now. Like, oh, my mom said the same thing that Jonathan and Kenny saying, right? So maybe it do work. Maybe I should really start to take heed on what's going on so I can help better myself.
And that go with like everything. Like she may say something, and then I come to Jonathan's house. He say the same thing, but he said it in a different way.
Right.
So then I start to be like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's important, and that's why it's good. That's why that's why they say it take a village, because it's hard to listen to just one person, but when more people are saying, and then you got to build the trust, because I know it was different for me because I trust my old heads. So when they went through something, yo, I wasn't going through that, yo. Like, y'all, like I understand, because I saw, like, I felt like I was there just in a younger form. So I saw myself in them. So I wasn't too arrogant to see, like, man, y'all ain't nothing like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't too arrogant to see that. So I saw myself in them. So I trusted what they went through. It just so happened that they was only teaching me BS. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, but if they was teaching me something like what I'm trying to help these guys learn, you know what I mean? I would have built on their foundation. Now, with what they taught me, I'm light years ahead of the rest. But that shit didn't do nothing for me. You understand what I'm saying?
I think what helped out, though, is, you know, we actually thought, you know, the younger generation now, they look at us like, oh, they ain't with, you know what I mean? They not as cool as with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we actually thought our old heads was fly as shit. We thought they was dope as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So now it's like, you know what I mean? We're going to trust that process because we already, like, we want to be them.
Yeah.
But we already trusted, like, nah, we can't, you know what I mean? We were smart enough to really, you know what I mean, understand that we didn't want to go through that stuff over there. But we actually thought they was fly as shit.
Yeah. So
I got something I want to advise on.
What's up?
I want to know how to be consistent in the right way. You feel me? Because I'm not gonna lie, I had plenty of jobs get fired, but you feel me? I get fired. You feel me? I grind. Yeah. You feel me? Job hunt, get the job, but then I think, you feel me? Oh, I got a job. I'm doing good. You feel me? And then I start slacking. So
yeah, I start to feel
same
like,
way,
like,
you feel me?
like I get the job like Amazon. I was working, I was getting all that money, but then I'm like, I don't got no free time. So I'm like, all right, I'm just call out. Kept calling out.
Feel like you
Next thing you know, I lost my job.
It's about sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when what y'all are feeling, y'all feel the hunger. When y'all don't got it, y'all know how to figure out to go get it. But, and just like y'all said, when y'all got money, when you got it, now what do? Y'all got to start planning for the ups, not just the down. Y'all in the downs, y'all good. When y'all down, like y'all said, y'all counting out change, y'all figuring this shit out. In the down, so you can't just be smart and intelligent in the down. What you do, what happens to yourself is you allow yourself to get lazy when you up. When you up, you allow yourself to get lazy because, like, you used to being down. I'm used to having to count this chain, having to do all of this other stuff. So now when you up, you getting lazy. You sitting back like, man, I ain't got to go to work today.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Or, oh, all of this money, I'll just go buy goofy shit. I mean, I'll do this. What's up? And you go buy a whole bunch of dumb shit because all you doing is you feeling up. You not planning right now. That part of your brain, that hustle and that was in your brain when you was down, you allowed that to shut off. But what the greatest people do in the world, even when they get up, they keep that switch, that hustle, that grind, that oh, let me put this here. Yo, what's up? You know what I mean? Like that. And they keep that switch on. So it doesn't allow you to get lazy. So what y'all got to figure out how to do is what I figured out how to do is understand yourself. And this is what I go about trusting yourself. Y'all both went through that, right? Mm-hmm. And y'all realized that. Y'all recognized an issue with yourselves. Mm-hmm. All right? So, and this is part of just overcoming, and it's about progression and building yourself. You recognize the issue. So now you understand that that's an issue. When you end up going into a scenario the next time, and you feel yourself about to slack, you about to spend your whole check, a light bulb should go off. Or like you should, and this is what I call it is reference points. Like the shit that I'm telling you, I don't feel like you should follow the blueprint. You're gonna test it. But when you test it and you're about to spend on, you might, the next job you get your whole check. You're probably gonna blow it. But then when you blow it, like 2 days later, you gonna be some shit like, what was I thinking?
So they're like planting that seed.
Yeah. What was I thinking? And you gonna go back to like, yo, boy, this or something gonna happen. You gonna spend it all. You gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get it, and then something goofy gonna happen, like your tire gonna blow out, and you gonna be like, I ain't got no money. I don't know what to do. You gonna have to call your mom and dad, your uncle. Yo, I need to get this, that, and the third. And then you gonna like, I don't want this feeling no more. What? And then that light bulb, like, yo, I should be putting 10%, 20% aside every month, just leaving it there, because now if you did, you would still have money. You understand what I'm saying? And not just spending your money on dumb. So what I feel like y'all should do is start to put that into yourself. Start to plan to recorrect yourself, because you're going to end up like dipping. You're going to end up doing some bull. Like, you're going to end up getting a job, and one day you're going to be like, man, I don't feel like going there. And then getting ready to call out. But then as soon as you feel that, if you already plan to recorrect yourself, you should feel like, as soon as you feel lazy, you should feel like, man, what am I doing? Get up. You know what I'm saying? Get up. And so now you plan to recorrect yourself. So because it's not like, this is what I like to tell people. There's no magic that's just gonna just fix you. If you got an issue, that's probably gonna be your issue for a long time. The issues that I have, I've been dealing with these issues forever. But I just figure out, I put things in place to where now I'm starting to, I kind of protect myself from myself. Because I say this, we used to say this all of the time with the football, but I think it's forever. I feel like everybody's only opponent is, like, your main opponent is yourself. You are fighting yourself. Now let's take it down and like working out. If you do push-ups, right? What's the first thing to happen? Like, you get tired, right?
Your arms.
You start to get tired. Your body is trying to tell you to stop, because it doesn't want you to get strong. Like, if you keep going, you get stronger, right? If you stop, you don't get stronger. But your body is the one that's telling you to stop. Ain't nobody else telling you to stop. Ain't nobody else. A chick that is overweight, you mean she goes walking, she gets tired, she stopped. Ain't nobody. You can't blame that on nobody else but yourself. You have to fight yourself. Your body is trying to, like, your mind is trying to keep you lazy. But you got to notice that about yourself and push through those moments. So when you get a job and you working, and then your mind tries to get you lazy, like, nah, man, you ain't making me. You understand what I'm saying? We got to learn how to fight ourselves. But the reason that we are so bad at that is because we're great at blaming. We'll blame somebody else. The fat chick will be like, McDonald's. You understand what I'm saying? You mean that? What blame? You only control yourself. So when you blame outside, you don't change nothing. Anybody you know, just think about your friends, and y'all gonna go through life seeing this. When y'all figure out and see people that blame others, you're not gonna see anything change in their life. They're gonna stay in the same scenario. And then ask yourself why. Because they can't control others. You can't make somebody change something. So if you just say, it's Kenny's fault, Kenny is the reason that I'm doing this, Kenny is the reason, I can't control, he's going to keep doing what he's doing. So if I don't change something about myself, this scenario is going to remain constant. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, that's why it's so important, and that's why I understand. And we got to figure out how to fight ourselves, fight our laziness, fight your brain, because I can't figure out any other perfect way to put it. Working out is the perfect way to understand your body. Your body does not want you to get stronger. Word is bond. Your body does not want you to get stronger at all. Your body does not want you to get faster. Your body doesn't want it. Why? You understand what I'm saying? So we just supposed to just say, we supposed to be complacent in that, like, well, I'm tired, well, I'm just going to sit here. Nah, sometimes you got to fight your body. That's everybody's first battle. And everybody, mostly the people that aren't progressing, they still stuck in that battle and they don't even know it. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Because push yourself to be better.
You got to push yourself, and you got to fight, because there's so much else in the world to fight. You can't just in the fucking mirror rumbling yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And allowing yourself to win. You know what I mean? And that's one of my pet peeves. I feel like number one opponent is yourself. That's who you fighting. In the morning, soon as we wake up, you be like, soon everybody hear their alarm. It's only a few people in this world that's really morning people that be up like, good morning. You're looking like, yo, get out my face. Yeah, Kenny be calling me in the morning. I gotta work every day in the morning early, so I'm used to getting up, but I don't necessarily be happy. KB calling me like, yo, what's up? I mean, man, why you so damn happy, yo? You know what I'm saying? Call me with them, yo, what's up, Sly? Not the happy, Joe.
Be up at 6 o'clock.
Wide awake, too. And you can tell he awake because he moving around. Like, you know, you hear stuff in the back, like, you cleaning? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just straightening up the car.
He cooking this shit.
Yeah. About to go to a car show? Yeah, just cleaning out the car. And that's the thing that I think he do it on purpose. He won't tell you what he doing. Just cleaning out the car real quick, you know, Windex in the windows. Bitch, it's 6:30, yeah. You can't even see outside. I hope you miss a spot. How you gonna be at this whole side? You have to do this shit twice. Word up.
I'll be up early, man.
So, all right, boom, right? So you were saying about the jobs, right? So y'all,
Yeah, man, because it's, you feel me, like, work so hard. Like, yeah, I'm finding a job, spend so much time into getting a job, and it's like, got a job.
I think the key is to really find something that you want to do.
It's a fact,
right? Mm-hmm. You gotta find, like, you know, when I was younger, I didn't think about jobs, right? I thought I was gonna be in the NFL.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That was my main goal. I never thought about working. None of that, right? I didn't really care about school either. I'm like, listen, I'm just in school so I can go to the draft. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to play in the NFL, for real. So now, once I got out of college, now what's my plan, right? And I was still young, and I was fortunate enough to really know what I'm good at, right? I'm good at dealing with the youth, right? That is my thing. So at the end of the day, I still do that now, right? I actually enjoy doing it. You know, it doesn't pay as well as you would like it, you know, but I enjoy going to work every day. I talk to him every day I'm at work, and I'm never upset about being at work. I'm like, yo, I'm just at the job chilling, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Just it's routine now, right? So now you got to find something that you really enjoy doing.
Yeah, that go back to, like, when I seen him at the supermarket, and he was telling me, like, yeah, you getting this big check, but go to school and go do something you want to do.
Exactly.
I enjoy doing architect, so I'm going to school for architect.
Yeah.
I ain't like working at Amazon. Who wanted to go to 7 till 5 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
But architect, if I go to school, I'm gonna get a nice job and do something I like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
That's setting me up for later in life.
That's perfect, bro. Because that's what I be trying to tell Mel all the time, and I was telling you is that goes into the time. Mm-hmm. Right now, you guys have the time. When we were younger, we had time to figure out what we wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But we ain't have enough guidance. We just was doing whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And we had to, like, get up, fall, and figure it out the hard way. That's what I preach to y'all. Right now, when you're young, start to figure out what you want to do. So therefore, you can get into your career early. So now you're in your career early, and you can really figure out, and then it'll kind of start to branch off, and you'll go in a different direction.
You could struggle now, struggle later.
Exactly. I mean, get into your career, start to figure out what you want to do. If I got a message for any young person, when you're young, figure out what you want to do. And I'm talking about the alternative, because it's a lot of people that got the football dream, basketball dream, rapping, actor. I'm not talking about those. I'm not saying don't follow those dreams. Please follow those dreams, but also have an alternative. There's no like, you're not disrespecting your football career for having a backup plan, because no football player is a football player at 60. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So even if Kenny, say when you were young and you started to figure out a backup plan, that wouldn't have hurt your football career, because right after football you could have went into the career that you love. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you're jeopardizing anything you want to do. If you're a rap, like I said, there's only a few rappers that's doing it at 50 years old, and it's like maybe one probably. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So if you are a rapper and you like to rap and you like to rhyme, it's nothing wrong with that. Do that. But what else you like to do? You gotta like something else. Mm-hmm. You mean everybody got hobbies, everybody enjoys stuff, and then the key is figure out what you love to do and learn how to make money off of it. Learn how to monetize it. Look up what jobs, what degrees. Yo, something that I've learned as an adult that I didn't know. Yo, there's so many different degrees. When we look at like college, we look at it like a lot, like my generation and the people that I was around. We look at like, business, engineer,
lawyer,
doctor. Mm-hmm. We don't know that, when I'm talking about, it's so many different degrees that you can get. like the aviation coordinator type of joint. Like that's a degree that you can get and make money if that's what you like to do. It's so many different degrees, but all you got to do, we got the internet now. What you like to do, look it up, research it, and my thing is what I tell Mel all the time: start doing it. Start doing it just now for nothing. And then now, because you starting to do it now for nothing, and then you starting to get used to it. So when you do get your first opportunity, you don't know nothing about it. You understand what I'm saying? Architect joint, you could be watching the Jones on YouTube all of the time. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. And you can learn before you go to school. You can learn how to do the little blueprint. Study a little blueprint. What's that? You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom.
Did that in high school.
Exactly.
Taught that in high school.
And that's what I'm saying. Start to build on your craft right now, because that's what you want to do. So when you start to actually get in it, it's like it's beautiful, because you love it. You do it for nothing. So now when you're doing it now, it becomes a career. It makes it that much more easy. You dig?
Yeah.
The rainy day is going to come, right? Something's always going to happen to where you have to dish out money, or you have to exert this much energy, this much time to something negative, right? So at the end of the day, it makes it easier for yourself, right? If the rainy day comes and you're doing something that you enjoy to do, right? That you're working, right? Like you at Amazon. I don't want to go bust my ass at Amazon, but I got to do it because I got to pay this, right? But now, at my job, may not be for everybody else, but for me, I got to bust my ass to pay these bills, but I don't mind going to bust my ass at my job that I'm at now, right? Because I enjoy doing it anyway. You feel what I'm saying? So that rainy day is going to come. Just find your creative niche, find whatever you like to do, whatever craft that you want to get into, and just go for it. Architect, that's great. Architect, go do it. Yeah. That's great.
That's a fact. So, Mel, I got a question for you, right? And in regards, I want you to bring it back to us so that we can finish it out with a little convo. When me and you have conversations, me and you, just to open it up, you my brother, we talk all of the time. Me and you don't necessarily listen to exactly what I say, but I see you paying attention. All right. So lately you've been paying attention a little bit more. What do you feel like is the difference from when you were 2 years ago, when you were younger, to now? What's making you listen just to some of the stuff I'm saying a little bit? Am I saying it different?
Yeah. I'm gonna be real. You always been like, when I was younger, you were the disciplinarian. You feel me? In high school, I just felt like you were the disciplinarian, and I really couldn't have real conversations because I felt like you knew what was best. But I felt like you knew what was best. You feel me? Like, just like, I know what's best.
Hold on,
say
I got a
nothing
quick
else.
story real quick. Mel, you remember this day when me, Jonathan, and Quinette was sitting in the living room and we caught you, and who was outside in the front?
Cam and
They was outside
Cam
smoking, yo.
Cam and Nick was outside smoking.
We had y'all motherfuckers in there doing push-ups for about 6 hours, yo. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
I got the picture on my Facebook. I'm gonna pull it up.
Quinette got on Instagram.
The funniest part about that whole thing, right? The boy Nick, it was Nick and Cam outside smoking. Nick was like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
So Nick felt like he was a grown man.
That's what he just got his car.
Don't be out in front of my house smoking weed.
Because you gonna do these push-ups too.
Yeah, you doing these push-ups too. At one point in time, he looks up at me and he's like, can I just leave? There's no way I should be doing this right now. I said, you could try to leave. Go ahead. Try. I said, go at the door right there. Try to leave. He went back and doing the push-ups.
Josiah, we did 1,000,
Yeah.
bro.
I'm not. Y'all ain't stopping till snot. I got a question though. Ask me, did any of them smoke around my house again?
They ain't even come over.
Don't even come. No.
Boy don't even speak to me no more.
Don't. Please don't speak to me.
He don't even speak to me.
Because what type of dude you think? Yo, and Kenny, that's what I'm saying. Kenny is mad funny. Kenny, because we just in the living room chilling. Me and Mel, we in there talking. Kenny could come in and he just mad nonchalant. I think them young boys smoking out there.
Wait, so you was too? Or
No, I wasn't.
But he had to do push-ups?
Hell yeah, that's his friends.
Them
He responsible.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You get it. You
brought
get
these
these
weirdos over
with you.
here. Yeah, get out.
He brought them weirdos over here. You bring them over here. You get down here too.
Get out.
All of them. And y'all ain't stop. Y'all ain't stopping till snot run.
Because I'm walking up. I said, yo, them young boys out there chiefing, bro. Word up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all trying to lie to us like I don't smoke miles on the regular. I'm like, hold on.
I know the difference. I know the difference between the smoke. Yeah. That's a fact though. But that's
back to it. You know, I felt like you was the disciplinarian, but as I got older, it was just, you feel me, it was little stuff, but now it's bigger things, you know, like whether it be school, females, life, anything, you feel me, it's getting bigger in this like real life situation. So I'm not just gonna keep going through it like I'm just gonna ignore Jonathan and let him talk, you feel me, because now I'm like, you know, I'm going through things, you feel me, like different things is happening and it may be the wrong thing. So now, you feel me, it's not even me listening, you feel me, it's you know, realizing like, you feel me, maybe I do need to change the way I talk to him, give him advice, you feel me, relate to him and try
that's
to
one thing I'm gonna be honest with you helped me at, because for a long time I be trying to tell you stuff that I know is the most important stuff, but I see that you're not listening the right way. So I'm not just gonna be bullheaded and arrogant and then just keep trying to talk to you the same way. I gotta figure out different ways. But I think like that's the best thing that could happen to me, because now I know that like I gotta communicate with other people better, because I'm like, really what happens to me, right? And this is what, like I said, I just want help, and other people can see this. What happens to me is I care about y'all. So when I see y'all doing wrong, I get emotional, passionate. So like when I'm telling you, you could look at this shit like, yo, I'm just gonna act like I'm listening until this nigga shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but what I have to do is I gotta learn how to control that passion, because I don't want nothing to happen to y'all. So I gotta tell y'all like, all right, boom. I gotta figure out different ways to talk. I gotta figure out a way to control myself to where I don't like. I'm not making y'all afraid because I'm emotional.
And that kind of helps out, because like when you breaking it down with him, I may not understand what you saying to him, but he my boy, so he gonna take in, and then he telling me what you said to him. So I'm on his level, so he telling me, and I'm like, oh, I get it now.
But see, that's what I love y'all. I'm love y'all just said that, because that's the importance of this. Because just me, one of y'all trusting us could affect all of y'all.
Yeah, because this is what happens. Like, you know, I got friends. You feel me? You got friends, so my friends like sometimes like, yo, like, why are y'all in the house? You feel me? Like, why are you on punishment? But a lot of people think of it like, yo, you're on punishment. You feel me? Like, you got a wild and older brother. Like, your family's strict. And you feel me? Like, when I was younger, I used to be like, yeah, my family's strict. They be wilding. But now I'm older. I'm like, bro, you feel me? Like, you feel me? I did the wrong thing. Like, that's just how you feel me? That's just how he is. You feel me? Like, you got to understand that. You feel me? Like, Josiah Zay Iverson, like, yo, what's wrong with you? Where you been? I'm like, you feel me? Wasn't doing good in school, bro. You feel me? Had to take some time. You feel me? Had to take some time off. Can't really do it. So, and now, you feel me, that we chilling, you feel me, he understand that. For me, whenever we do something, we go out, I tell him, you feel me, like, this is what we doing. Yeah. You feel me, and you come over the crib before I go anywhere. Dishes, clean, all of that. You feel me, I got priorities I gotta do before I do anything.
Like, yeah,
so,
like, you just
I
just
take
it
in, like,
breaking
it down.
Like, he'd be like, Mel would be like, we go out to somewhere, we going to party, like, Mel would be like, yo, don't drink, but you gotta drive home, like, I'm like, all right. For me, that's my boy. I'm gonna listen to him. Like,
makes sense.
And he getting that from him.
I told him mad stories. I told him, and that's not even word up. One of my most scariest stories, bro. Yeah, I mean, because I'm gonna be honest. I used to drink and drive a lot. Like, that shit was like normal to me, bro. Like, that's what I don't think like a lot of people don't realize. Like, that shit was literally normal. Like, it's normal to drink and drive. Like, who doesn't? That's how we looked at it, because all of us. But then, like, I had one of my favorite cousins passed away drinking and driving. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and other people that I know passed away drinking and driving. So I started to see the problem in it, but I still was doing it. So one time I was in D.C. You know what I mean? I'm in D.C. with my mans. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say his name. So me and him is chilling, but we got a room together, right? Every now and again, me and him were like butt heads. He said something to where like I felt like I was going to do something to him. You understand what I'm saying? But he didn't even notice it. But I was about to really like go up top on him. So I'm like, yo, man, I'm wilding. Let me get out of here. So just on some dumb angry shit, I'm saying I'm just gonna drive home. So I'm driving home from DC to Jersey, middle of the night. Just left the club, body. But like literally, we used to feel like I could drive good and I'm gonna be honest, like we didn't used to get pulled over all the time. So obviously we wasn't driving that bad. I ain't never got into an accident with it. So I'm driving on the highway, going the speed limit about 65, 70. Driving, I see exit, and the reason I remember it because my sister used to go to school in Morgan State. We used to take exit 67. I look, I see 67. I black out. I wake up. It's 89. Where was I at in that? That's about 20 something miles. I wake up 89, like in all the
That's
and I
God,
look up
man.
and I'm like, yo, 89. I'm like, yo, this is like, I pulled over right over. It was like a Waffle House over there, and I just went to sleep. And after that, and I'm gonna be honest, I made more mistakes after that. I didn't stop. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't stop. I ended up, I'm a truck driver.
But that's a wake
Hold
up call, though.
That's a wake up call, but I ain't listen. I ain't listen because I was that dumb and arrogant. I ain't listen because I was so bullheaded. I'm like, you know what? I kept on going. I'm not going to make sure. Because I blamed it on, I was just mad. I shouldn't have never left. Woo, woo. Nah, my nigga, I shouldn't have been drinking and driving. So I didn't listen. Man, I had one day I'm arguing. I almost got into something, you know what I mean, over some goofy stuff. Left, driving, arguing. Woo! I drive trucks. I almost lost my license for good over this shit. So now I had to really, but that's what snapped me into it. Like, yo, listen, this is my livelihood. This is something I can't do. It'll jeopardize my livelihood. I'm really tripping. You understand what I'm saying? But just imagine, I ain't even have to go through that if I would have listened before.
Enjoy.
If I would have listened when my cousin died. I wouldn't. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. But because I wasn't listening to all of these other signs and other people's, information, I basically had to go through it so many different times, and that shit could have been fucking deadly. So that's what I'm saying with y'all. If y'all utilize us as a platform and as a foundation, y'all are that much more good. Y'all got so much information that y'all can kind of, we are like the library. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all gonna write your own books to go in this library for the other young boys, but y'all could utilize our information to help y'all through y'all lives. You understand what I'm saying? So, yo, thanks for sharing. Yo, we want y'all, we gonna make this a segment. You feel me? So we want y'all to bring your young boys, talk about it, and we want to have real conversation because this is the time that we want to start opening up. Y'all have freedom to literally ask us everything about girls, fighting, jobs, credit, savings, anything in the world that y'all want to talk about. We'll tell y'all now we ain't saying we got all of the answers, but we gonna tell y'all where we got to. Like he was saying, he talking about the secure credit card joint. Mel, you had the secure credit joint 3 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? But it's just so everybody, so that's not saying there's nothing wrong. He's just telling you where he's at with this. And that's where, so he's just putting the foundation there for you. And that's all we trying to do. Let's come together and let's everybody start to build on each other's foundation. And that way we will progress so much faster. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? So listen, you know what I mean? Thanks, Joe, Mel, John, signing out.
Yes,
you know what I mean? We love you guys. Thank you for watching. Please keep watching. Comment underneath this. And all of the young boys, anybody to see this, we want you on here. We want to have open conversation. We want y'all to utilize our information. And, I mean, just open up a dialogue. And we not judging y'all. I'm pretty sure you're not going to judge us. And if y'all do, I really don't care because I'm comfortable what I did so far. You understand what I'm saying? So we just have conversations. And if you see this, if you a young boy to see this, go talk to an old head. If you an old head to see this, if you my uncles to see this, come talk to me. I hope one of my uncles see this. That one that said, yo, don't go deep in there. What the hell are you talking about? Please explain that to me. Because I was in there going deep. Wow. Just because he said it, I'm doing it, but he should explain that to me. So if you out there, if a girl, you an older shorty, go talk to a young shorty. You a young shorty, go talk to an old head. Have a conversation and start to open up, and not that just those surface conversations, because that's what young boys like talk about. Yo, what's up? What you doing? Oh, you ain't got no girls, little young. Oh, you mean what? You ain't making no money. Oh, I'm in it. Nah, let's talk about real stuff. You understand what I'm saying? What you going through in the household? How's school? How's life? What you plan on doing? Type stuff. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching No Perspective. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat.